Hello and welcome back to iBluairJgR Gaming for Comedy. This is Uncut Civilization VI. We last left off sailing a settler and some other units across the ocean to a new land, and what was supposed to be an uneventful journey wound up being pretty exciting. It was straight out of Pirates of the Caribbean, so let's start talking about it and let's get into the action. Alright, people, we are back once again in Civilization VI. We're picking up a little bit ahead of where we left off before. I went in with the intention of skipping a little bit of the boring bits, but it wound up not being boring at all. We got a little Pirates of the Caribbean action from these barbarians, but thankfully we had our ironclad unit from our great person to defend us. You know, who says the Navy isn't worth having? Not me. So things are going great. We've got Stoke upon Trent. Stoke upon Trent. We have that city. This is our new city. We found it on a new continent, so we got a free musketman. As a result of that, that is because of our special ability as England. Whenever we found a city off of our home continent, we get a free melee unit out of it. So we have a musketman. Depending on the area you're in, you get a different unit. So if we had access to military science at the time of founding the city, we would have gotten a free red coat out of it, which is a pretty badass unit. That once we get the red coats, we're officially British. But for now, doesn't matter. I'm getting ahead of myself. So we got this new city. The name is cool, but I don't like it that much, and it's a tongue twister. Stoke upon Trent. It's a tongue twister for I can't say it that well. So if anybody could think of a cool name for this city or any other city for that matter, please leave it in the comments below, and I will rename one of my cities, or this city specifically, first. We'll rename this one first, and then we'll rename other ones later. We got a bunch of cities that need new names, so just keep that in mind. But yeah, things are going well, man. So let's go ahead and go to the next turn. But yeah, I thought it was just gonna be me sailing and okay, one more turn and one more turn and one more turn, just trying to get to this new island or this new continent. But it wound up being this epic sail across. I had a crossbowman, my ironclad. Hey, Trajan, give me a shout out for helping him with the barbarians. It wound up being I'm sailing across. I got my ironclad and my settler, and then 3 barbarians come out, straight up Jack Sparrow and all the rest of them from Pirates of the Caribbean. They come out, and then they kill crossbowman straight away, sink his shit to the depths of the ocean, and then the settler and the ironclad had to sail away and just leave them to rot at the bottom of the ocean. And it was very sad. And then the builder was on the way as well, and I had to kind of divert him. What I was originally going to do, I was going to go on land and have him walk all the way around. But we wound up, doing decently well at defeating the barbarians with the ironclad. So it worked out. It was a cool little thing. It is unfortunate that I didn't record it because I thought it was going to wind up being a little bit dull, but it's fine. I think the story is good enough. So there we go. But I don't know if you noticed that China was trying to intimidate a little bit. He was like, bro, you don't got a lot of military. What's good? But I think he's going to be in for the real surprise in the near future, in the very near future. Well, maybe not very near. We actually don't have a very strong military presence, and we don't have any means of destroying or of sieging cities effectively. We've got one catapult from 500 years ago, and that's not very helpful. We need some more advanced units. Now, we're working on harbor shipping at the city of Date at the moment, but I think I'm going to change it to a commercial hub. Because what's going to happen is the city of Date is going to grow in 6 turns, and then their population is going to be almost capped. But if I can get kind of close to having a market, which is going to increase my population further, then I might be able to continue the growth of the city of Date. The city of Date has potential to be a mega city. All right, like if it continues to expand into this area, then it's going to get brolic. But for now, it's just a little peaceful coastal town. We got a harbor, we got some crab, we got some fish. Nice little area. Got some horse, got some deer. It's a nice little place, but it has the potential to be a mega city. That's my point there. And that is the hope. The hope is that all of my cities become mega cities, but for now, Sheffield is the only truly mega city with its population of 10. And let's just, you know what? I'm getting good at this game, man. I'm starting to get good at this game. I feel like when I first started playing Civilization with the Montezuma playthrough, I started off with 75 turns. I didn't want to get in over my head. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do a quick little thing, and that's it. And then, we started up England. I still didn't really know what I was doing, but it was going all right. And I do play Civilization in my free time a lot. And apparently, I'm actually learning how to play this fucking game. And I even did a multiplayer match. Oh my god, it's story time. Oh my god, I'm gonna tell you such a cool story from when I was playing Civilization VI multiplayer the other day. Oh my god, it was the best game ever. It's just a shame that I didn't get to finish it because I fell asleep at the end. Because it was really late, and the game was lasting for 4 hours. I wasn't expecting it to go that long. I was like, "Oh my god, that's a really long." Sorry, I'm not gonna keep doing that. That's really obnoxious. Let's just start up a trade route with Canososo. Let's start up a trade route with them. Sorry, I'm excited, man. I have fun when I play Civilization. It is truly. One of the most enjoyable games that I've ever played. It's right up there with XCOM. It's a load of fun. I like building up the cities. I like exploring the world, getting diplomatic on fools. And just FYI, I checked again. Nobody else has access to Niter, so it's a problem. But it's a lot of fun. So what happens is, start the multiplayer match, and I get a real good start. I got some cows next to me. I got some horses. I got some sheep. So I got access to a lot of pastures. So I get the pantheon for pastures, and then so essentially I get off to a real good start, and I build up a nice city, and I build a lot of military units, and then I check the score, and this other guy, he's not building any military.
The 4 characteristics of humanism are curiosity, a free mind, belief in good taste, and belief in the human race.
And this quote is pretty apropos for humanism. This guy, he wasn't building any military whatsoever. And we're going to go ahead and change up one of our policies. Now, colonial offices is badass. What it does is we get 15% faster growth in cities not on our original content. So Stoke-upon-Trent is going to grow a little bit faster. It's almost as if I have a hanging garden in that particular city. So that's pretty cool. But we're going to change up some of our policies. We're going to go for the Merchant Confederation, plus 1 gold from each of your envoys at your city-states. We want to start getting more money, but the real important one that we're going to switch to is serfdom. Newly trained builders are going to get additional charges, and I don't need that for that long, but I am going to build a decent amount of builders in the near future. Stroke upon tent. Oh, okay. Stoke upon Trent. I can say it when I'm not trying to focus on it, but when I focus on it for a second, I can't say it. So this place has a lot of resources that I want to take advantage of. It's got these trees right here. We can build a sawmill. We've got some rice. We've got 2 fish, which, because we have the pantheon of the god of the sea or whatever, or fish Jesus or whatever the fuck it's called. We get extra production from having fishing boats. So there's just a lot of stuff that I want to take advantage of, and I want to make sure the builders that I have, that I do construct from here, will be optimized. So that's what we're gonna do. And Wuhan actually just finished construction on the aqueduct, which means I need to build something else now. I'm not sure exactly what I should build. I'm not stuck like I was before. I feel like I have a better grip on what to do, and I'll get back to the multiplayer story in a second. Don't worry. I'm not stuck on what I want to do, but I'm thinking towards the future, and the future for me is taking over China. But I can't do that effectively without access to Niter, or unless I churn out a stupid amount of just cannon fodder military units and straight up charge across the lands. So we're gonna see how we deal with this. But for now, we're gonna focus on science. We're gonna try and keep getting our scientific advantage over him, and over the rest of the world. Because I think, yeah, we're not leading in science anymore. Gandhi is going hard in the science department. He's obviously trying to nuke the world. So we're going to have to, try and keep an advantage over him and everybody else in the science department. Culture, I'm obviously in the back. I have no tourism points because I have no wonders. America going ham. They building them hamburger, hot dog tourism spots. Domination victory. I'm doing decently well. I'm in 3rd place. I do have a comfortable military score on par with China. Gandhi, though, is clearly, he's got some nefarious things brewing. He's got some evil churning in his mind. He's a peaceful man, but you fuck with Gandhi and he'll blow your ass up. So let's get back to the thing. But hold on a second.
No one starts a war, or rather, no one in his senses ought to do so, without first being clear in his mind what he intends to achieve by that war, and how he intends to conduct it.
Look at that. Karl von Clausewitz giving us those good quotes, sort of reaffirming the fact that we don't want to declare a war that we can't win. We don't want to bounce a check that our tush can't cash. So let's get back to the multiplayer story now that we've officially landed. Well, we haven't landed yet. We may as well build a fish first, and then we'll land. And I guess I'll set this guy on auto explore just to see what the rest of the world looks like. So, barbarians. Things were going well, and this guy, I was building military just because I don't have any faith in humankind, and I just assumed that everyone else was going to build military to protect themselves or to declare a war on everybody else. The Potala Palace gives us 1 extra diplomatic policy slot. I'm going to try and get that. I feel like that's a cool wonder to have, so we're going to go ahead and research that. We got an extra envoy. Let's send it to Toronto and Jakarta. Boom. So I checked the scoreboard, and I see that my military strength is about 300% higher than this other guy's. I had swordsmen, I had spearmen, horseback riders, some archers. I had a big military. And then I look over, I'm surveying the lands. I send this guy a delegation, and then he has this really nice city with 2 diamonds and I think some cattle on it or something. And I'm thinking, hey, I should do something with this.
At Rhodes was set up a colossus of 70 cubits high, representing the sun. The artist expended as much bronze in it as seemed likely to create a dearth in the mines.
And there we go. We actually just finished our first wonder. This is the Colossus. This is the one from the cutscenes. And we get a free trader unit because of it, so that's pretty nice. And we are going to send it. We may as well just send all of our trade routes to Gorgo. She is giving us benefits from them. We're getting culture, gold, and other things from those trade routes. So it's not a bad thing that we have trade routes going to Gorgo. Look at that. We're getting some nice things from Gorgo. Look at that. Look at that. All right, so, dude, fuck that phone, man. I gotta get rid of that. So I noticed this guy doesn't have any sort of military going on at all. So my plan then becomes, bully this motherfucker into giving me free resources. So I send over my whole squadron of guys, and I just force him to trade me diamonds for 30 turns. It was great. It was a lot of fun. But I messed it up in the end because what happened was I should have just taken the city. I should have just straight up swept over his lands like a wave of domination. But I decided to just exploit him for resources, and then eventually he had a stronger military than I did because my units were chilling, and they weren't able to upgrade themselves. So, you know, what are you going to do? What we are going to do is something pretty cool. So I'm getting good at this game, man. I'm excited right now. I'm about to tell you a really cool strategy. We're going to build an industrial zone. I'm pretty sure I haven't built one yet in any of my other places. And we're going to put it right on this tile. And I'm going to tell you why. The industrial zone increases your production significantly based on the number of adjacent mines and districts, right? So in this position, we have 2 adjacent districts, so that's giving it 1 production, and 1 adjacent stone mine, which is giving it another +1 production. So that's 2 production right there. But the cool thing is we have the ability to construct not 1, but 2 more mines in these positions. So we'll be able to get it to increasing our production by 4 from that industrial zone. So we are going to purchase a builder, and this builder is going to have Boku charges, 5 charges, so he'll be able to build both of the mines, and then he'll be able to, you know, cut down some trees, build some farms and leads because their population is capped, and they've been like that for a while, actually. So yeah, this is going to be pretty cool. This is going to be pretty cool. All right, let's send a trade route to America. Baltimore. Why not? Why not? And let's head on to the next turn. So yeah, the Civilization multiplayer is a lot of fun, man. It's definitely more fun if you play it with friends, because because the thing is you get to have conversations with the people for every decision you make. So instead of the AI just being like, "Hey, bro, move your troops off my land," you know, when you sail up to this guy, you know there's a real person on the other end of this computer screen, like, "Ah, son of a bitch. This guy about to destroy my damn city for no reason." So you know, it's interesting. Damn, those barbarians didn't stand a chance. So it's just fun having that real person dynamic added to Civilization, and it's made all the more interesting when you've got actual friends and you're all on mic and then doing foolishness. So if anybody does play Civilization and they have friends that play Civilization with them, I suggest you try a multiplayer game. It is a good old fun. So we have a new great person, Lascarina Bobulina. I'm not gonna say that again. But either way, she gives us +5 combat strength and +1 movement to industrial and modern era naval units within 2 tiles, and her ability is to grant 1 promotion level and 50% combat experience to a military naval unit. That's pretty cool. Now, I heard the noise to the left. Look at that. I had a feeling it was over here. So we're just gonna go ahead and move her to a different city, Bluairtopia, and then we're actually gonna sleep her. She's gonna sit there pretty much indefinitely until we get some more naval units so that we can actually make use of her abilities. All right, so there we go. We're working on things. This is the preparation for war. Okay, we are preparing to do some big things, right? And just like the military science things say, you can't, like, you got to know what you want out of war. And I'm going to tell you what I want out of this war right now. I want Niter. Niter is all that I want. Just Niter. That's all that I want. That's all I want. So hold on.
Astronomy compels the soul to look upwards and leads us from this world to another.
That is beautiful. A man that didn't even have electricity is coming up with really amazing quotes like that. It's amazing. Human history. So the plan is, I just want Niter. And how do I get Niter? I go through Beijing, then I go to Chengdu, and then I get the Niter. Simple as that. Just got to sweep through the land and get what I need to get. That's it. So that's the direction that we're going to take for this. Just the biggest issue is the units. We don't have the access to the proper units to really make use of that. And the only thing, we can build a red coat now. Actually, we can build a red coat. So I think that's what we're gonna start production on a red coat, and then we're gonna wrap it up. But it is going to take 15 turns to build a red coat. But once the red coat is up and running, first of all, that is going to be officially British, right? Because you're not truly the British Empire. You're not truly England until you have a red coat. So we're going to be officially British once that's done. And then, so once we really get some units that have a significant advantage over the units that he has, then we can really declare war. It'll still be difficult to take the cities because of the walls. I'm pretty sure he's got medieval walls. Yeah, he's got medieval walls. He's having the whole medieval times going on down there. So it's going to be very difficult to take over his walls. It's like next to impossible. But I think if we just straight up brute force that shit with red coats and our one catapult from 200 years ago and a siege tower, I think we'll be all right. So I gotta stop. We're gonna take a break, and when we come back, we're gonna continue production on a lot of things and preparing for some war. The preparations for the new war have begun. So now it's time for the question of the day. What is the worst thing you've ever done to someone in a multiplayer game? For me, I'm pretty sure it's exploiting a guy for diamonds in Civilization VI. I felt really bad about doing it, and that's probably why I let him live and eventually get his revenge on me. But what's the worst thing you've ever done? Has it been teabagging somebody relentlessly over the course of a Halo match, or has it been just straight up killing an enemy team that you clearly outmatch and not giving them a second chance to fight back? So what's the craziest or worst thing you've ever done to someone in a multiplayer game? As always, the name of this game is Civilization VI. The name of the channel is iBluairJgR Gaming for Comedy. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.